have a celebratory joint with your son.
No, God, come on. No, you're amazing. You applied to 6 colleges, you got into all of them?
Yeah.
Stop doubting yourself. Look at you. Give me that. Give me that. What?
That's it.
What?
Well, thank you. This is a nice thing to do.
Hey, just let me come home. You know what? I realize it's actually I need to be home, and you guys are gonna give me the strength to stop. All right?
That's not going to happen. I wish that I could help you, but I can't do that. I can't.
Oh, please help me, Dad. No, Dad, I just need a little bit of help. Please help me. I want to come home.
All I can tell you is what you already know.
Dad, why aren't you fucking listening to me?
Call your sponsor.
I want to talk to my sponsor, Dad. I want to talk to you.
Get help. I love you,
Dad,
and I hope that you get your life together.
I love you too. I love you.
Okay, this is literally my favorite movie, and not just because it has Timothée Chalamet in it. I think in a lot of the movies that Mr. Carton has showed us in class, what makes them so special and so unique and like good in the way that he wants us to think that they are is the visual appeal of it. You know, like we watched The Umbrellas of Cherbourg, right? And then the sequel to that too. And then also in The Mood for Love. I feel like while the storyline was like okay or good, it was better for In the Mood for Love, not awesome in the French movies. It was like really visually appealing. I would say that this movie, Beautiful Boy, is not so much that, but that's not really the point of it. And I think that if the creator of the movie put a lot of focus on the visual appeal of it, it wouldn't be as good because it would take away from the storyline, which is what's really important in this film. Basically, to set the stage for the film, it starts with a young Timothée Chalamet, and when he goes into high school, he starts going to parties more and experimenting with different drugs and substances, and it sort of starts out as like weed and alcohol, at least to his dad's knowledge, and then it spirals into like harder drugs like cocaine or heroin, or what his ultimate addiction is in the movie is crystal meth. Which obviously is not awesome. And what the really heartbreaking piece of all of this is that throughout his entire addiction, his like dad is aware of what's going on, and he keeps trying to help him and save him and send him to all these rehab centers, and he tries like working with him at home and sending him to his mom's house in LA and like doing all these things. And then ultimately the moral of the story is like, I guess it's like you can't really save someone who's struggling with addiction, and it's sort of just like a very difficult thing to cope with that sometimes you just have to let go, which I thought was a really interesting aspect, because I feel like giving up on like saving someone from addiction is not a really common thread we hear about in today's world. I feel like what makes this film really uniquely special to me is, first of all, it takes place here. It takes place in Marin and in San Francisco and in the Bay Area. And like for the first 2 years of high school, I went to a private school in San Francisco, and I would take BART and public transportation to school every day. And I would always like see all these people on the buses like shooting up heroin, like I don't know if you've been to SF, you've seen it, all sorts of drugs everywhere. And I think like watching this really makes me more able to like sympathize with the fact that like these are people who have lives, and like it's not necessarily like something that they want to just like be on the streets, like, I don't know, like conked out all the fucking time, you know? I think the only negative that I have about the film is that it's not very pieced together well, and it's not set on a really clear timeline. Like, there are a lot of flashbacks, and they don't really tie together that well into the movie or make sense, like why they're going back in time and like forward, and it's a little confusing to follow. But overall, it's a really great movie, and you guys should really watch it, and it will make you cry. And yeah, looking forward to hearing about you guys watching it soon.